As boy DJ Wolf again. You know, I gotta talk about this right quick. Steph Curry, okay. I guess he was, I don't know where it was, at a home game or an away game. It was this young 10-year-old boy who was right there by the, I guess, the entrance or exit, or where the players come out. And I don't think they had even started the game yet. Matter of fact, they, I don't know, was this before the game or after the game? But Steph Curry walked in at the arena, and the little boy was standing on stands. He couldn't have been no more than 10 feet away from Steph Curry. Now, okay, he might have been at least maybe about 9-10 feet. As the boy was calling Steph Curry looked right at the boy. He could almost reach out and touch him. The little boy was saying, "I love you." You know. Steph Curry just looked down, and he just casually walked on over and stood about another. He still was right about 10 feet away, but he turned around the other way. Wasn't doing anything. He wasn't doing nothing. At the time he did all of that, he could have actually went over, talked to the boy about a minute, signed his shirt or whatever, and kept it moving. He didn't do that. He just looked at the kid. Mind you, the kid was 10 years old. Alright, it was just a kid. This YouTuber, who I really want to name, I watch her all the time. She sips a lot of tea. Let me give you a clue on that. And I gotta talk about, and I ain't trying to start a YouTube war, but I do kind of think that she was kind of like dumbing the situation down. I have a problem with that. You gotta keep it honest. Alright? You are a public figure. Steph Curry is a public figure. You know, he's been lighting up the NBA for the last 3, 4, 5 years. That's fact. He's one of the best players in the game right now. Right? I think he's still the current leading 3-point scorer in the NBA right now, especially in the playoffs. He's the biggest thing in the NBA right now, next to LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. Let's be honest. He's the biggest thing on the West Coast, period. If you have time to sign a fan souvenir or something, take the time to do it. You know? Because it wasn't like it was a lot. Matter of fact, there wasn't very many people there, because you could look at the video, there weren't virtually nobody in the other stands. And where they was at, didn't look like there was a lot of people over there where he was at. The boy was standing almost by himself. I know he had some family with him, but it was like he was literally just standing almost virtually by himself when he tried to get Steph Curry signed. He was the only person over there. So he could have took the time to done it if he really wanted to, but Steph Curry really didn't want to do it. He didn't feel like he wanted to be bothered. You know. But in the time that he stared at that boy, he could have just went on and did it and move on. He didn't even take the time to do it. You know, I think he could have. You know, if it had been anybody else, y'all would have criticized him for it. And I think on some level, he should get criticized for this. You know, especially when you do that to a very young fan. I'm sorry. You know, just that 5 or 10 seconds he could have met with that little boy could have made a real positive difference in that kid's life. You know, could have inspired him to do something great. Maybe in basketball, maybe beyond basketball. Who knows? But yet there's one YouTuber going to sit there and talk about, well, he does enough stuff. He does this and he does that, and he gives back. Okay, we got that. But you're in an arena virtually with just a few people right with you. I guess your entourage. It wasn't even really many people. There was a couple of people in security was there with him. And that little boy was virtually the only fan standing over there in the stands with some of his family. That was it. You could have took the time to do it. I'm sorry. And then you go look at the kid on top of that. Less than 10 feet from the kid. Was nothing separating you from the kid except space. So don't give me that bullshit about Steph Curry didn't have to do that. Yeah, he could have done it, and he should have done it. Because you don't know what that would eventually inspire that kid to do. You know, he could have influenced him to because of the fact that he's a family man and all of that. You could inspire that kid to be great one day, man. Just by going over and talking to him for about a minute. You know, he didn't do it. He looked at the kid. He kept on walking. He walked over the side and just stood over about another fucking 5, maybe a couple of more minutes, and that was it. That was the end of the video. And at that happened, I think he eventually walked away, and the kid just started crying. What I did like about the video was the fact that they were. I think it was some family members around him that was actually making fun of him because he was crying. I don't know if it was a mom's or whatever, but I thought that was fucked up. Instead of just telling him, look, it's going to happen. And kept it honest with the kid about that, because that at that point, and I do agree with this YouTube about that. You got to actually tell them the reality, because celebrities ain't going to always. You're not going to always get the celebrities to be able to do what you want them to do. Sometimes, they might be in the zone, thinking about other things. Although I admit, you can't sit there and honestly look at the boy and pretend like you see him. And at the same time, pretend like he wasn't there when you're looking right at the kid. That's what I have a problem with. Otherwise, whoever was there with the kid who was making fun of, who was laughing at him when he started crying about it, should have given him a little bit of dose of reality to that. Sometimes that happens. Reassure him that maybe he didn't mean anything by it, which he probably didn't. I don't know. But I thought that was kind of cool myself. But they should have actually told him, hey, you had all these other players to sign your jersey and stuff, and although you could have got him over there, and you probably should have went over there. You have to understand, sometimes you're going to have letdowns, and you're going to have to move past that. Because that's what I would have told my son. Unequivocally, I would have told him that straight up. And he didn't. That's the only problem I had with the video, was that. Other than the fact that Curry would sign. I mean, I thought he should have done it anyway, but that's Team Light Skins letdown. All these light skins, these people are all fancy about, Team Light Skin. And then you try, y'all niggas up there breaking it down by race, talking about versus LeBron James, because he's dark. He's a slightly darker complexion than Steph Curry. Oh, we ain't for the war. We for Team Light Skin. Ain't that about a bitch? Some of y'all black people, I'm gonna say it, some of y'all black people are just simple-minded to a fault. I hated that term, team light skin. Y'all made it a race thing. Y'all talking about white people talking about race and shit. Y'all want white people to come to grips with race. We don't even come to grips with it ourselves. Talking about team light skin. Get the fuck out of that immature ass bullshit. You were siding with teams based on skin color. Some of y'all are fucking more coonish than you think you are not. But you are. To even say that shit. There ain't nothing but racism right there. Because you telling me that he's a better player because he's light skinned. Really? And I know some of y'all say, no, it ain't that. Team light skin. That's just the most immature ass statement I've ever heard in my goddamn life. And I had a coworker say that shit. Of course, in front of a white guy. That's how it usually is. And that leads to my next subject, but I'll talk about it later. It's about the sexual harassment, sexual misconduct in a workplace. All right. And I'll tell you about that in another one right quick. But this is it for this discussion about Team Light Skins Let Down. All right, this is DJ Wolf. I'm out, guys.